I go into a team meeting last Tuesday afternoon. We were beginning to take on new work and coming up with a plan on how to build the team and all of our big plans on how we were going to expand the reach of our analytics group. We ended it super motivated. And then later that day, we had a department meeting, and it was clear that we were about to get hit pretty hard. For background, I started consulting for Microsoft's mixed reality program about 2 years ago. I've never been one to be obsessed with FAANG or working for big tech companies. I tend to prefer smaller places where I feel like there's a lot of impact to be made. But this had a great team with interesting work, and the mixed reality team operated more like a small R&D startup. So when they offered to make me full-time, I went with it. The layoffs really didn't come as a surprise. Obviously, Microsoft announced 10,000 layoffs in the next couple of months, and it was clear hardware and devices were the biggest target. But there was a lot of reassurance that mixed reality was seen as a good future. They wanted to maintain their lead in it, and there's already a customer with contracts. So we were hopeful but cautious. Thursday morning, 2 days after it became clear we were about to have deep cuts, a bunch of us got a mandatory meeting invite from the executive leaders. Everyone knew what was coming. People joined the call, memes were posted in the chat, there was somber banter. I looked at the massive list of who was on the call and realized I was in very good company. Just a who's who list of people I would have thought of as essential to the program. From newer hires like me to 20-year veterans who started mixed reality. It was kind of crazy. The call was mostly HR talking through the process. We would have 1 week of network access and internal job postings, 2 months of being on payroll with healthcare and benefits, which is legally required, 2 weeks of severance per year of employment with a minimum of 4 weeks for newer hires like me, and 6 months of continuing stock vesting. They did open it up to Q&A, and they got grilled pretty hard on how we can be in economic tough times while posting record profits. I honestly didn't pay too much attention. I was giving a play-by-play in my team chat to the survivors. This was my third time being laid off, once in 2012 and again in 2020, so I'm pretty experienced at it. The process is usually pretty similar each time. Maintaining access for a week was new. Severance and general support with resumes and advice is decent, but what really impressed me the most is the community that came together for support. This has happened every time where both the people laid off and those who weren't all worked together for a bit, but this time it's been extra crazy with so much support and contact. Not just with my close team and not just with Microsoft, but the larger tech community. I guess because so many companies have been hit so hard by layoffs this year. But it's been pretty impressive, and it seems like this is probably how we should all be acting all of the time. So you might be wondering what you should do if you find yourself in a similar situation. Well, I'm probably not the best person to ask since I went to Vegas over the weekend. Meanwhile, my far more proactive colleagues were hunting for leads and sending out information and updating the resume. I was eating and going to Cirque du Soleil. I felt kind of bad. The general tips are, don't hesitate to apply for unemployment if eligible. Make sure you have all of your tax info, 401k, and any benefits sorted out so you don't lose them or have a pain remembering where they are. Do the LinkedIn thing, make a post, be loud, and get as many eyes on it as possible. Connect with everyone you've bumped into, and then just take some time seeing what's out there. It's pretty motivating to see a lot of cool stuff going on in the industry. And how do you find the next job? That's to be determined. I guess a future video on what works and what doesn't work is in order. For me, I'm not sure what to do next. Consulting, contracting, and full-time all have their appeal. And obviously I want to keep working on growing the YouTube channel, which liking this video would help. And that's what I love about working with data. It feels like there's an overwhelming amount of options, which is a pretty good problem to have. And I know it sounds cliche, but it really can be a good thing. It absolutely sucks at the time of. You don't want to have to go looking for a job not on your terms. But if I hadn't got laid off the previous times, I don't know that I would have gotten to where I am today. So I suppose we'll see where things go from here. But for now, I just want to say best of luck to all of those who have been dealing with these layoffs.